I fall asleep while I'm talking to you. Blame it on Africa. I'm very happy to see you, and I thank Allah again to be back in your midst. In yesterday's newspapers throughout the United States, there was an article that maybe some of you have read under different captions or titles. Some of them predict that black children are doomed to forever be poor. The Sun Times called it Black Children's Burden Depicted. Other papers wrote it, the caption of the headline, a little differently, but the substance of the article was the same. The substance of it says that black children in the United States are more likely than whites to be born premature, to be poor, to live in female-headed households, and to drop out of school. Again, it said that in nearly all facets of life, education, family, health, and income, black children fare significantly worse than whites. In many areas, the gaps between the groups have been widening in the last few years. Therefore, some of these scholars say that this will lead to a permanent underclass of black people. That if black children are doomed to forever be poor, then what is the future of black people in America under the system, under the leadership that we presently have? We've got to think about it.
Thank you for watching. As always, we try to bring you whatever is trending across the globe. This is AfriVolt, and today we came across this video of Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan is someone we like bringing his videos because of how bold he is in championing for equal opportunities for the blacks, and also tries to end black oppression across the globe. Black Americans have high tendency of living a life that is not well taken care of with the government, and that is what is coming up in this video. Now let's watch it and make a comment in the end.
How does everybody feel tonight? Brothers and sisters, we are blessed tonight. We are expecting very shortly the arrival of our minister, Brother Louis Farrakhan Muhammad. Before I bring on Brother Minister Abdul Alim Muhammad, whose presence we're blessed with tonight and who is going to open up tonight's lecture, I would like to emphasize to you that it's important that those of us who are sharing in the work of Brother Louis Farrakhan Muhammad exhort and help each other to carry on the work. And when the minister speaks to us, it's critical that we be on time. We are living in the last days of the work of the messenger. There will come a time very shortly when we will not be blessed to have the physical presence of a man from God in our presence. And when we study history and we look back and see how the people in the time of Jesus and the people in the time of Muhammad, and even up into modern history, the people who were here when Marcus Garvey was teaching, the people who were present when Adam Clayton Powell was leading us in the political arena, we always look back and criticize and wonder why those who were with these great men did not stand up and support them, and why the works they stood for ultimately did not succeed. Well, that was because the people who were around them in that time did not stand up and support them. And as Minister Farrakhan said on Sunday, if we're to go to our complete liberation, we must surpass the level that we are on now, which is where we rely and depend on one man to carry us through and to do the work for us. If we are to have our freedom, we must struggle for the freedom. For us to appreciate and understand, we have to follow the man, not sit and watch him as he does the work. To follow him means to go in his steps. That means we should be studying and we should be seeking to develop the sense of reasoning so that there's not a gap between our thinking and the thinking of Louis Farrakhan Muhammad. Because as he grows, and as the book says, and as we're taught, water seeks its own level. As this man acquires and achieves a higher degree of wisdom, if we continue to stay on the level we are and rely on all the wisdom we acquire to come from the rostrum, we will realize that sooner or later we will no longer be able to communicate with this man. We will fail to understand the actions. When he moves to make progress, we will view that wrongly. Why? Because we will be so tied and so inflexible, so unable to see other than what is right in front of our face, that we will perceive progress as deviation from the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We have to realize that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's desire is for the nation to make progress. His work would not be successful if it was simply followed and repeated and started all over again. He took us through 44 years of a mission and left us at a certain level. Minister Farrakhan Muhammad, who has been divinely vested with the wisdom and the power to take us to our complete freedom, is now carrying out and fulfilling the dreams of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But God doesn't raise up a man to do a work and then fail to produce people around that man to help him. And if we don't, in a very few days, beloved, begin to demonstrate a willingness to carry our own weight, Allah will remove us and replace us with brothers and sisters who will stand up and help Minister Farrakhan. So I'm sure that all of us want to stand with him, and we will be careful that when he states he is going to speak, that we call and contact our brothers and sisters and make sure that they come out and share with us the blessings of getting some of that wisdom. And now I want to bring before you a brother who is not only to me a brother, but he and his wife, Sister Alima, are friends of mine. When I came into Temple number 7 in New York City back in 1981, shortly after the minister had begun to reestablish the work in New York, this brother, Dr. Abdul Alim Muhammad, was already soldiering. And he had displayed such a wisdom and such a strength that the minister asked him to leave New York City and go down to Washington, D.C. and set up a temple. He went into the city cold, nothing to help him out, just started with nothing. And today, one of the most progressive and most effective temples we have is the one in Washington, D.C., Temple number 4. And we are blessed to have this brother here with us tonight, and I've asked him and he has consented to share a few words with us. So please welcome, from Washington, D.C., Minister Abdul Alim Muhammad.
In the name of Allah, the All-Wise, the True, the Living God, the one who came to you and to me, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, and in the name of his servant, his messenger, who is our brother, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. In their holy names, I greet you in the greeting words which mean peace in the Arabic language. Assalamu alaikum. How's everyone this evening?
Fine, sir.
I'm fine as well. Thanks to Allah, working hard in the name of Allah, trying to make my word my bond. And I want to thank Sister Ava, who I think it was 1980, Sister Ava, that I first met her when she came into the Nation of Islam, and she was on fire then. And I understand that she's grown in intensity and brightness since then. So I'm looking forward to hearing her. I did not think that when I came to Chicago this weekend to welcome Minister Farrakhan back from his trip abroad, that I would still be in the city of Chicago on Wednesday night. It's just too cold up here for me to hang around this long. But the business that I had to take care of kept me here until tonight. And so I feel especially blessed and honored to have an opportunity to share a few words with you this evening. I think that we must get a better idea of what's going on. We need to have a better idea of the time. The Quran teaches that by the time surely man is at a loss, and so we need to know today, how can we read the time? We don't have the luxury this evening of giving a long explanation of how to read the time. But I would say that you are in the right place if you are interested in reading the time, because this house has a master who is the master of the time in which we live. If you want to know what time it is, then look at Minister Louis Farrakhan Muhammad. He is the reading of the time. His praise is due to Allah. His activity in our midst today is the motion of time itself. If you refuse to see or cannot see the significance and the meaning of Minister Louis Farrakhan, then you don't know what time it is. You couldn't possibly know what time it is unless you can see our brother. And so I think that maybe in a few minutes this evening we'll take a look at it. I don't have time to explain everything that I'm going to say, but I understand this is a study group, right? Yes, sir. So everybody in here is a student, myself included, right? Yes, sir. So that means even if there are things that we don't quite understand this evening, we must understand the principle of patience, because in time we will grow to understand what we fail to understand right now. Is that right? Now, this book called Quran, which is the same book that is called Bible, they're really the same book. This gives you a record of the time. Don't get confused and think that it's giving you a record of time past. It's giving you a record of time to come. But the thing about it is that time is a progressive thing, and I don't care what time this book was written in. If it is written in time to come, it means that at some time it will all be fulfilled. Because time is moving on, and as it stands right now, we are at the end of the record of time that is found in both Bible and the Quran. Right. Everything that is promised to come in both Bible and Quran has come, except just the last little shred of that history. But everything else has already been fulfilled. There is no sign that's written in the Bible that you have to wait on. You've already seen it. Right. Same with the Quran. This book was written to cover a period of time, and now we are at the end of that term. There's very little left to fulfill in the Quran, and then we have to expect another revelation. Both the Bible and the Quran take the people all the way up to the gates of heaven, to the gates of paradise. It takes you right up to the boundary of what is called the hereafter. But it does not take you beyond that point. So we know we've got to get another revelation. Otherwise, we would not have any guidance for ourselves in the world to come after this one is over. And I say, just take a look at this world and you tell me that it could last another generation. You look at the present generation, the young generation of white people, and you tell me that they are fit to rule this earth. They don't have the will, they don't have the desire, and they no longer have the power to do it. It means that a vacuum or a space is being created for a new ruler, and that new ruler happens to be you and me. Whether you and I like it or not, God has already decided that you are to be the new ruler, so that means you have got to read the time. If you look in chapter 110 in the Quran, it is entitled The Help. It reads, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. When Allah's help and victory comes, and thou seest men entering the religion of Allah in companies, celebrate the praise of thy Lord and ask his protection. Surely he is ever returning to mercy. This is the time in which we live right now. If you look at Minister Farrakhan, he's the proof that this is the time that it is. It is the time when the help and the victory of Allah comes. How do you know that? Because 1 year ago, Minister Louis Farrakhan was the most repudiated man on the face of the earth, the most repudiated man in the history of America. Yes. But yet today, he stands unscathed from the vicious attack that was placed against him. He stands victorious. And who helped him? Don't say we helped him. No, sir. Because we didn't have what it would take to help him. Because when the United States government begins to move against an individual, then what help can we give to that individual? When they bring their enormous power to bear against even nations, then you see nations bowing down. Is that right? But here we have a man in our midst who felt the brunt of that attack. And it was a vicious attack that has never been paralleled in history. And yet our brother was not overcome by that attack. But he's standing stronger than ever. And he stands victorious. He just returns from the Middle East and Africa. And he comes not in defeat, but he comes in victory. Who helped him? Who backed him? He's backed by the power of God, and by the power of God, he is attracting men and women to the religion of Allah, not one at a time, not two at a time, but in companies. He's getting them whole churches and congregations and denominations and nations at a time. And so, when you see Minister Farrakhan, when you watch him work, you are watching the fulfillment of time. So I say, keep your eye on him. That's right. Keep your ears open to what he has to say. And now I'm going to sit down because I want to hear what he has to say. I thank you for listening. May Allah bless you with the light of understanding. Let me present to you our dearly beloved brother, Minister Louis Farrakhan Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, the one God, to whom all praise is due, the Lord of the worlds, we thank Allah for blessing us with our beloved leader, teacher, and guide, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, I'm grateful once again to be in your midst. I must say that I have not yet become westward oriented. I've been up since 2 this morning because I'm still functioning from the other side of the Atlantic. So this is the worst it's been since I've been traveling. So I kind of hope that I'll get myself together before too many days go by. So if I fall asleep while I'm talking to you, blame it on Africa. I'm very happy to see you, and I thank Allah again to be back in your midst. In yesterday's newspapers throughout the United States, there was an article that maybe some of you have read under different captions or titles. Some of them predict that black children are doomed to forever be poor. The Sun-Times called it Black Children's Burden Depicted. Other papers wrote it, the caption of the headline, a little differently, but the substance of the article was the same. The substance of it says that black children in the United States are more likely than whites to be born premature, to be poor, to live in female-headed households, and to drop out of school. Again, it said that in nearly all facets of life, education, family, health, and income, black children fare significantly worse than whites. In many areas, the gaps between the groups have been widening in the last few years. Therefore, some of these scholars say that this will lead to a permanent underclass of black people. That if black children are doomed to forever be poor, then what is the future of black people in America under the system, under the leadership that we presently have? We've got to think about it. Again, this article goes on to say that about 80% of white children live in two-parent families. Only 20% of white children have a one-parent family, while 60% of all black families have only one parent, and that one parent is a female. It also stated that black children are more likely to live in mental hospitals, in correctional facilities, and other institutions. Black babies are more likely to be born underweight and die in their first year of life. And as it is that black babies have a higher death rate, so it is with black young men. That black young men at 17 years of age are more likely to die because of the horrendous social conditions under which we live. Almost half of all black 17-year-olds are either behind in school or have dropped out. Now, if those statistics are correct, where's the future?
Think about it.
If those statistics are correct, brothers and sisters, nothing is working for black people. The family is not working, the church is not working, school is not working, the government is not working. Nothing is working for black people. And sisters, what is the sense then of bringing children into the world if there is no hope down the road for the children or for you? As a black person reading this, I'm sure those of you who happened to read it had some feelings. But think about white people reading it. Think about those who run the society reading these facts. That means to them that they can expect serious problems from black youth because they're to be permanently poor. And if they're to be permanently poor in an affluent society, there'll be permanent sources of trouble.
That's right.
If they're going to be the ones more likely to fill the mental institutions, the penal institutions, and other institutions, then white America can look for great trouble coming from the black community. Now, how do they see you? And what means and methods are they taking to prepare not only for today's troublesome youth, but the youth of tomorrow who will be even more troublesome than the youth of today? Is it then any wonder, with this kind of backdrop, that white people are very impatient with black demands? Is it any surprise to you that they then would drop a bomb on the family there in Philadelphia that resisted them? A group of people who were not wanted for any crime, who had not murdered anyone, robbed from anyone. Their only crime was, according to some, that they wanted to follow nature. They didn't believe in electric lights, and they didn't believe in the modern conveniences. And no one has dropped a bomb on the Amish community, a religious community up in Massachusetts and in New England and in Pennsylvania that will not ride in an automobile but choose to ride a horse and buggy down the street and will not use electric lights and the modern conveniences, but they follow their way of life. Some may call them strange and somewhat unclean, but they're patient with their own.
That's right.
But it is with you and me that they have no patience. Beloved brothers and sisters, all of this is happening in a so-called Christian country
Think about it.
by so-called Christian people. You must understand that white folk have altered the religion, the teachings of Jesus.
That's right.
And they have added in and out of the scripture to make a religion convenient to their desires to dominate the dark people of the earth.
Yes, sir. Right.
You must understand this. And that God never made a religion called Christianity.
That's right.
Never. No, he didn't. Jesus didn't know anything about it. That's the truth. Jesus never preached Christianity. I hope you are listening to me. That religion of Christianity didn't come into existence until after Jesus was dead. He knew nothing about that religion. Jesus preached in Palestine. That religion was originated not in Palestine, but in Rome. You must understand that if what you believe as the religion of Jesus Christ was in fact the true religion of Jesus Christ, this that I'm reading about could not happen in a Christian country. These are wicked hypocrites. These are devils who have used the good and holy name of Jesus as a shield for their own wicked teachings under his holy and righteous name. This is why there's hardly any saving power at all in the church. It has failed, not only failed Jesus, but it failed the people who worship. That's right. Who are sincerely seeking to follow the path of God. They find hypnotic music, spellbinding preaching, hooping, hollering with no substance. I repeat, Jesus knew nothing of a religion called Christianity. God did not send Jesus with a new religion. If God sent Jesus with a new religion, then he has every right to excuse all the sinners in the past, because he didn't give them that new religion. God did not send Jesus with a new religion. He sent Jesus preaching a higher revelation of an old religion that is as old as God himself. And this is why you don't sing the song, "Give me a new religion." You say, "Give me that old time religion." Huh? All praise be to Allah. The true religion with Allah is obedience to his will. You and I are in the condition that we're in because we have disobeyed by following a disobedient, wicked one, the Caucasian. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said to us that Islam comes after everything else fails. What is Islam? Islam is the nature of God, and it is the nature in which you and I and all natural human beings are created. Islam will solve this problem. I look at this, I don't know whether you believe it. I believe the facts are right, but I don't believe in their conclusion. All right. Because there is something present in America and in the world to alter the conclusion. All right. And what is present in the world, number one, is God himself. All right. Number two is his truth, Islam, and the guidance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. These three make it perfectly clear that we have a future. And the future is not poverty, nakedness, squalor, disease, but it is money, good homes, and friendship in all walks of life. All right. Now let us see. If you continue to think in the ignorant manner taught and fostered by the slave master and his children, the conclusion that white folks have drawn is correct. You don't have any future. Your children don't have any future. But if you make a change in your thinking, then you have a future and your babies have a future. What change must you make in your thinking? First of all, you must change your thinking about yourself. You are not a Negro, a colored person, a shine, a coon. You are the original people of the earth, direct descendants of God Himself. You are the divine family of the divine supreme being. You can take that or leave it alone. But you would be wise to take it, not because I said it, but take it because it's the truth. You are a people of divine, but you have been acting other than yourself. And because you've been acting other than yourself, you could not be successful, because there cannot be success for you going contrary to the nature in which you are created, any more than there's success for a snake trying to act like a lion. There's only success for the snake in being itself. There's only success for you in being yourself. And God didn't make you white people. So you need to stop trying to imitate white people and be yourself. You must change your thinking about the reality of God. It is so foolish to say that man is made in the image and likeness of God and then put God out in space someplace that is unrecognizable. Make God a it, something neuter, not male nor female, but some fantastic force or spirit out in space that is responsible for creating matter. If God is one that is interested in the affairs of human beings, He cannot be other than that. If God cares about you, He has to feel like you feel in order to care about you. If you didn't create yourself and He created you, then He's the pattern out of which you were created. So for you to be a spook worshiper, looking out in space for an answer when the answer is in yourself and in men and women like yourself, then you will always be around here looking in space for a mystery God to do for you and me what we could get up and do for ourselves. This teaching that God is some mystery that inhabits the sky is a poison that has 85% of the human family of the earth worshiping the effect and not knowing the cause. 85% of the human family of earth believe in a mystery God, while there's a wise 10% who know that there's a living God that makes things happen, but they keep the 85% ignorant so that they can enslave the 85% and make the 85% work for the 10%. In other words, the 10% are nothing but bloodsuckers of the poor who know and refuse to teach to the unlearned masses of the people. Whether those masses are black, brown, red, yellow, or white, they have been deceived by an elite that has the knowledge but refuses to give it to the masses. Blessed are the poor. Have you ever seen a poor person blessed? Bless me, Lord, to get out of poverty. I don't have too many to disagree with me on that. And if you can get out of it, you can consider yourself blessed, because they have put us in a web of poverty that's like a prison, and they are the warden. And you have to go to the warden to get permission even to walk around a little more freely in poverty. And if you get out of poverty, he lets you out. Don't get too smart, he puts you back in it. And this is what he does to all his smart niggers. He lets them out of poverty until they get to feeling they're out. Then he tricks them and puts them right back into poverty again. That's because the worst poverty is the poverty that they're afflicted with. It's the poverty of the mind, the poverty of the spirit, the poverty of knowledge. And they are full of ignorance. But there is a way out, brothers and sisters. And that way out is the teachings of Islam as taught by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That man, Elijah Muhammad, a very strange black man in our midst, gave us a way out. And every one of us that stood up to say, I am with Elijah Muhammad, we started moving out of the box. That's right. And even those who didn't claim to be followers of his, but listened to him, got out. Right. With his departure from among us and the breakup of the nation, it sentenced our people to this that this paper is talking about: an endless cycle of poverty and want from which there is no escape unless you use the key that Almighty God has given. And so the scripture says, I am the door. The door out of what? I don't need a door except I'm going out or going in. If a man says, I am the door, what is he the doorway out of? I am your door out of poverty. I am your door out of this endless cycle of disgrace and ruin. I am your way out of this, Elijah Muhammad says. And if you try the man for 30 days, you'll know he's the way out. Look, brother and sister, people come up with ads and they say, try this skin cream. And if you try it in 30 days and you don't get a few shades lighter, you can turn in the unused portion and you will get your money back. I'm not trying to lighten up your skin, but I'm certainly trying to lighten up your burden. I ask you to give Elijah Muhammad 90 days of trial. That's all I'm asking. If your life is not improved in 90 days, then you can leave Elijah Muhammad and go on about your business. That's fair enough. You're not asked to do nothing but to listen to what this man is teaching and follow that example. I guarantee you in 90 days your condition will be better. But you can't better your condition if you won't listen. And you can't better your condition if you won't practice what you're listening to. That's like somebody telling you, sit down at the piano for 90 days. But you won't practice the scales. How will you ever play? There's something we have to practice if we're going to get out of this condition. And the guidance of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad will benefit nobody but those who believe and carry that belief into practice. That's right. Now, Farrakhan, are you saying that Christianity has failed? No doubt about it. Because most of you claim to be Christians and are failures in your life. Sorry about that. You can't charge that to Jesus, because Jesus don't make failures. Satan does in Jesus' name. Did you hear what I'm saying? See, a liar never comes to you straight up and say, hey, I'm a liar. Follow me. Once you know he's a liar, you're not going anywhere with him. So a liar always has to come in a truthful man's name. Never forget that. A deceiver must come in the name of one that he knows you will automatically respect. So if you can look beyond the veil of the name that is being put out and see the work and the practice that is going on behind that name, then you will not get trapped. White folks have come in the name of Jesus, and they have destroyed Africa. I tell you, beloved, Africa is destroyed. It looks so terrible in Africa. You would wonder to yourself, will Africa ever come up out of this? There's no place that I have gone in Africa that I could smile and say our black people are on the road. Even with Islam, if they practice it according to yesterday's practice, they're going around in that same circle. Because you cannot practice the wisdom of yesterday in today. You've got to practice today's wisdom in today. And may I just say this quickly to you. This is why God sends prophets in succession. Noah wasn't good for all times. Noah was good for that time. Lot came behind him. Then Moses came behind him. Moses was so great a prophet, he was good for 2,000 years. Jesus was so great a prophet, his wisdom was good for 2,000 years. But when that 2,000 years is up, you better come with a higher understanding of that message. Otherwise, you start losing even with that message, pure as it was. You could have the pure teaching of Jesus 2,000 years ago and still be a loser, because the message is out of time for 1985. And this is why you can't go to sleep on God and religion and truth and say, I got it now. I found it at last. I got it. And then sit down on it. The moment you say you got it and sit down, it went past you. It's gone on, brother, leaving you in the dust. I traveled in the Arab world, and I looked at those people. I said, buddy, you all need revival over here. I said, you got the truth, but you don't know what to do with it. You need revival over here. I wasn't being critical. I'm just stating a fact that the wisdom has passed them by. And here you are. They're predicting you perpetually poor, undernourished, likely to be murdered. Whose fault is that? Brothers and sisters, we've got to change up. And I'm saying to you that don't take this place, Final Call building, as a church. This is not a church. This is a place of instruction. You come, you get instruction. You follow that instruction, you find your life improving. There's no cost to you. But your job, after you find instruction that improves your life, is to improve the lives of those whom you love, your family. Now, we're doomed for poverty. Why? Because if that state of mind you got, waiting on a mystery God and depending on white people, you're right. You will be poor all the rest of your days. You may hit a number because you do lots of dreaming, especially after you sit down and eat all that hog maw and chitlin and smoke up that terrible weed. You are subject to dream up on anything. And then after you come up with that dream, you lucky you hit a number. And you tell all your friends you hit the number, you got $4,000. And the end of the week, you trying to dream again. Because that 4,000 is gone, long gone. Why? You've got to break the cycle of ignorance and wickedness that keeps you in this condition. So, beloved, we who follow the Honorable Elijah Muhammad have a duty to ourselves and to our people. And that duty is to improve ourselves. Every human being should improve themselves. It is the duty of every Muslim to improve his or herself. You must work on your mind, developing your mind, by feeding your mind that which develops the mind. Nobody can do this for you. This is something you have to do for yourself. You must work on your moral character. When I say you, I mean we. Because it's no good to make your mind better and your morals get worse. We must strive for moral correctness. So many people want to preach Islam on a luxury basis.
Listen.
I got the truth, you can do whatever you want to do. That is not Islam. Islam is the light of law. Islam is that which guides you into that which is beneficial for you and guides you away from that which is detrimental to you. And you must know the difference between the two. And you must make the choice. You must make the conscious decision to move away from the things that you know are destroying your life. And you must stop putting off your cleaning up. I'll do it tomorrow. No, you will do it tonight. Because the more you put it off to tomorrow, the more corrupt you come in getting to tomorrow. Then tomorrow you put off to the day after. You got to stop this procrastination about cleaning up your moral life. Because the sea of knowledge, or the ship of knowledge, floats on the sea of morality. I know a lot, you say. But by your actions, we bear witness to what you know. Because if our actions are incongruous, inharmonious with what we know, then we are pulling down our mentality by our deeds that are contrary to what we know.
Listen.
God is trying to build up a better mind in you and me, but our action is pulling the mind down so that we act on the level of the lower animals while we profess a higher knowledge. no, no, no. We must clean up tonight. Clean up. You cannot be successful dirty. You can't seek the aid of a living and real God dirty. You cannot invite a living and real God into a dirty place. You cannot invite the Spirit of God to inhabit a dirty mind and a dirty heart. So this sanctimonious BS of being holier than thou, singing church songs and running up and down the aisle and foaming at the mouth, that ain't nothing but a whole lot of BS that's made to fake out ignorant people, make them think you're righteous. Righteousness ain't in foaming at no mouth and running up and down the aisle and praying loud in the public. Righteousness is the act of doing what is right under every circumstance and condition. You feel right when you're right. You feel good when you are right in the midst of wrong. Yes, you do. You feel strong when you're right. When nobody got something to throw at you. When there's nothing they can pull out of the corner and dog you with. We got to get it together. Not tomorrow, but tonight. If you're drinking, stop it. Not tomorrow, tonight. Why tolerate a bottle? We'll say, well, wait a minute, man. Drinking ain't got nothing to do with God. Yes, it do. Yes, it does. You're God. You're a part of God. How in the hell can you be a drunken God? How can you do anything right drunk? A reefered up God, a coked up God, a God that's out of his mind. Well, if God loses control of his mind, who got control of God's mind? Shame on you, silly God, that want to give your mind over to a devil. Don't want to be in control of your mind. You want to give it to alcohol, give it to coke. Or some of you silly women want to give it to a jive tail man to run your mind. You better keep control of your mind. Don't give your mind to nobody but God. But doggone it, try it to see whether it is God. Because there's too many people that looking to make slaves in the name of God. And they start with silly women and silly men who don't want to take up the responsibility of leading and governing and guiding and being responsible for their own lives. So they give their life to some jive tail nigger in the name of leadership, and he sucks their blood and destroys their life and makes them nothing and lives well at your expense. No, no, no. I like that Brother Farrakhan. I want to be like Brother Farrakhan. Shut up, fool. You can't be like me. I am me. And you are you. If you respect God, you don't try to be me. If you respect God, you try to be you. And let me be me. And let God be God. Is that understood? Nobody's more beautiful than you, except it's the God who created you. So be you. and learn to love who you are. Stop being so doggone inferior, so that you are driven by your inferiority to stupendous acts of ignorance. You're so inferior, you gotta show you superior, so you overdo whatever you do, because inside you're a gnat to yourself. When God never made you a gnat, he made you a God. He made you like unto himself, but you can't see him in you, so therefore you inferior, so you looking for somebody big and strong that you can submit to. You're nothing but a damn fool and an idolatrous man. You want to look for somebody strong to bow down to? Find God. Not the nigger sitting next to you, or the nigger sitting around you, or the one talking to you. You find God and bow down to him, but not your equal. Ye are all God's children of the Most High God. So says the psalmist. Ye are all God's. When I was in Mecca, I told them that they are bits of God. I am a bit of God. If it were not so, you would not have to say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. It didn't mean that there were no other gods, but there is nothing deserving of worship but Allah. You are a God and I am a God. We are little gods made in the likeness of the Creator himself. But you are not worthy of worship and I am not worthy of worship. Only Allah is worthy of worship. I am worthy of respect and so are you. Because you and I are family. We are brothers, children of the Creator. Ignorance makes you put others up on such a big pedestal and put yourself down. God want to pick you up, make you know it's not your leader responsible for you, it's you responsible for your life. And if you will take the wisdom of God through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he will make you a leader unto yourself, meaning that God's wisdom will be in your head and he will lead you personally. That's why you call Jesus Christ your personal Savior. He's personal to me because I got his wisdom in my head. You can't call me, I'm looking for a leader. I don't bow down to no leader. But Elijah Muhammad, when I meet Gaddafi, I ain't scraping. You my brother. When I meet the king over here, I don't bow down. You're my brother, and I call them brother. Your Excellency, brother. Your Highness, brother. Your Majesty, brother. Hell, you ain't no more majestic than me. What do you want to worship a man for? He got more money. So that's what makes you a God. Money. I see. So all a man got to do to be worshiped is have a lot of money. You don't have to be intelligent. Just have money. If you understand, beloved brothers and sisters, you will know that God has come to take you out of this foolish worship and put you only into the worship of God himself. That means you're free. Some of these Muslims, they join Islam and all of a sudden they want to become Arabs. They're going to wear Arab dress, Arab clothes, speak with an affected speech now. How are you, my brother? And some of the Arabs like that, because some of them like slaves. Since Quran has something in there like that, they carry that out. But you'd be a disgrace to Allah if you allowed yourself to come up out of the slavery of white people to be the slave of anybody. You are to be free, only worshiping one God, Allah. So you say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I bear witness there is no God, nothing worthy of worship or praise beside Allah. Boy, that's a heavy statement. I know that nicotine is a god. It has force and power. It makes people bow. I know that reefer is a god. Don't tell me reefer ain't no god. Reefer's a god, man. If it wasn't a god, you wouldn't want it so much. I got to have it. Where's the man that got it? Coke is a god. Heroin is a god. Alcohol is a god. Gambling is a god. Hear me? Yes. Music is a god. Medicine is a god.
That's right.
All things that take your mind, your attention, and demand of you service is a god. But if you say there is no God but Allah, that means that you don't allow nothing to get control of you but the God who created you. Then you're free and can deal with it all because you're free of it all. Sex is a God. It make you serve it till you master it. Bow down. Yes, sir. And some of us are quick to get to the altar. Lord, I'm bowing. Not to the true God. It's a horrible thing to see a woman out of her place. It's horrible. It's a disgusting sight to see spoiled women. That men in their ignorance have bowed down to women as gods. Sad, man. You make her that way. She crazy as hell, and you make her that way. And if she walk among you and can't get your attention, she think the world has come to an end. She stomped. You know I'm here. Throw her hair back. Dress half nude. What you want? You want attention. Why you want attention? Because I want to show that I'm a God beside Allah. And Muhammad is not going to cover me up because I don't want nobody to cover up my power. I'm a powerful thing. And I makes niggas bow down. All that old subtle crap. Smiling and grinning and skinning and subtle trap. You cut that damn foolishness out and get yourself together. Because after you make him bow, you through with him. You don't want no damn man that you make bow. You can't follow a man that you make bow down. You want a man that's strong enough to lead you, strong enough to make you honor him, strong enough to guide you. But you're going to test him. But if he stand up and say, Shadu and la ilaha illallah, I bear witness, there is no God but Allah. I will not bow down. You say it today and bow down tonight. Well, I wasn't too strong a God tonight, but I'll try tomorrow. And some of these men got power like that over you all. Come and posture around you. Oh, he's adorable, isn't he? Oh, he's so cute. I just like him. Wish he would pay me some attention. He looked at me. You see a man get crazy, strut around a little bit, you know what I mean? And he hit on you, and you so happy. And you gonna play the game, well, I'm trying to be right. You know the Holy Quran teach. You know we shouldn't. You know it ain't right. But what the hell? Oh, we suffer. There is no God but Allah. There is no God but Allah. That's the first law of being a Muslim. It says worship no God but Allah. See? Not money. Money is not a God beside Allah. That's right. It got power, but it's not more powerful than the God. There's all kind of powers in the world, and all these powers are tests to make men bow to these powers. Make women bow to these powers. But when you know God and you recognize that nothing is worthy of worship but that mighty divine being who created the heavens and the earth, then you free and you become the master of the powers that you once bowed down to. You can do it. We can do it. We got to help each other to be strong and not help each other to be weak. Let's break out of this for our children's sake. This economic development program that we've embarked upon will ensure that we make all that they've said alive. I believe that black children have a future. And if black children don't have no future, then God is a liar. Because it is God himself that has declared our future. Brothers, in my conclusion, let us commit ourselves to set an example for our people. Black men out there tonight, they're really great men. They're great, great, great men. They just don't know themselves. All they need to see is a good example of what black men awake can do. Let us give them that example. I want to be able to share with my Christian brothers and sisters, Pastor T.L. Barrett and Reverend Hardy and other ministers of the gospel. I want to be able to share with them a positive example of our working out the salvation of our babies. That we may say to them, not look at what we're doing, we're right, you're wrong. Look at what we're doing and let us show you, you may be able to do it better. Whatever we do of good, we must share it with our people that good may multiply. We must prepare a future for our children, and we must stop saying God will do it. Both Muslims and Christians are crazy in the way they act. The Muslims are saying, Inshallah, what we going to do? If it be the will of Allah, Allah will do it. Allah will take care of it. The Christians, on the other hand, say, Jesus will do it. Suppose I tell you Jesus done it. What you gonna tell me then? Here's a Christian saying, he paid it, honey. He paid the price. Well, then what the hell more is it for him to do? He did it, what he was supposed to do. You get up and do what you're supposed to do. Stop sitting around, praying around, lolling around, waiting for the mystery God. Get up, God. Inshallah. If you read the Quran is Allah's will. So if I say to a Muslim in the East that we will be successful in establishing Islam, he says, Inshallah. Hey, it is his will. Don't say if it is his will. He said it. Right. If means it's a hypothetical thing. Right. It ain't hypothetical. He said it. That's right. It is his will. That's right. Who gonna work his will? Yeah? I love that. I said to one of the spook worshipers over there, I said, in the Holy Quran it keeps saying we. And we did this and we did that and we did that. I said, who is this we? Good question. I said, since God is one, who is we? Naturally, he didn't answer. I said, the scholars say it's the forces of nature working with God. I said, but forces of nature that don't have personalities cannot be called we. said, but see if this doesn't make more sense. If I lend myself to do the will of the devil, what do I become? Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
It is?
Yes, sir.
Let me say it again. If I lend myself to do the will of the devil, what do I become? Devil. If I lend myself to do the will of God, what do I become? God. Simple deduction. Now, if Allah gives us the right to wear His name, Muhammad, Sharif, Kareem, Aziz, Haziz, Jabbar, Jamil, Rauf, Rahman, Rahim. These are names that we have the right to wear. Then if God will allow us to wear His name and He is God, then what is He telling us? That we are also gods. So when we is spoken of in the Quran, it is men and women who have submitted their will to do the will of God. God is willing, we are acting, so it is we. I mean, his eyes opened up big like silver dollars. Made a lot of sense. So I said to him, since you tell me that Prophet Muhammad is the seal of the prophets and there are no more prophets, then the work of Muhammad is now your work. Since you say you're his community, you said Jesus paid it all, and Jesus went away to wait. To wait on what? He waiting to see what you do.
Yes.
On the basis of what he did. Because if you do the wrong thing on the basis of the right thing that he did, he will separate you as he separates the sheep from the goat. Is that not correct? Then what are you doing today? Your brother from the east wants to know and hear from you at once. Not what are you saying today, what are you doing? Big field awaits the wide awake man and woman to work out in. There's the field out there. There's Negroes, niggers, and colored people in the field waiting to be cultivated. Where's the farmers?
That's right. Teach.
There are savages out there waiting to be civilized. Where's the civilized person who will not fail to perform his duty? There are beasts out there that need to be caged or killed.
Listening.
Where's the civilized man? Here we are.
All right.
Here we are.
That's right.
So you see, when you come to Islam, you don't come to no sitting down thing. You're just going to come and sit down and clap. Oh, Farrakhan, talk. Teach. Break it down. Ain't he rapping? I'm doing my work so you can get up and do yours. It's us together. It is we who will make a light for our people. It is we who will set up business to employ our people. It is we who will set up schools to teach our children. It is we who will buy farmland to raise food that no black child shall go hungry. It is we that will do all of these things if we will. God has already willed. Let's get in harmony with His will and let His will be done. Thank you for listening.
Yes, the fire is burning, and the fire burns with only one reason: the reason to create a globe whereby there is no racial segregation. Racial segregation is a disease that is affecting most of the people, and mostly the blacks are highly affected because they are the ones who feel inferior or have been treated unequally in the societies. Now, as Louis Farrakhan is saying it, babies in the black society are likely to die at a tender age because they don't, or the families don't have access to the right social amenities. The hospitals have created a way that the blacks have low access to good medical care. Even in the schooling, the school sectors or the education sector hasn't created equality in how they offer education. And as you know, education is the only equalizer. With education, the blacks will have a way to defend themselves and also reach where the whites have been. If you look even in Africa, there is still low high illiteracy. There is high illiteracy as compared to the Western countries, and we should teach our people, or we should tell Africans or the blacks to look for education. Let's educate our people, and let's champion for equality in the education sector. Let's tell the whites or the people who are trying to take away blacks from schooling to stop that and allow the blacks to access equal education and same treatment that the whites have. Now, black Americans are likely to die because of these poor conditions of living and the living standards with which they've been subjected. But for how long will these things go on? For how long will we still cry of getting equal opportunities? Louis Farrakhan is a good champion for such environment, and is trying to tell the whites to end racism. Let's end racism. Let's build a society whereby everyone is equal. Everyone has access to education. Everyone has access to good medical care. Everyone has access to whatever social amenity that will improve on the living standard without looking at the skin color, because this is the major disease that we have across the globe. This is a disease that should be treated with urgency. We have to build a society whereby we are all equal. Now, I want us to also focus this issue on Africa. Africans or the blacks, in as much as we blame the whites, we are also a thorn in our own flesh, because our leaders still live large at the expense of the common person or the residents. They still go to harambes and churches with huge amounts of money, dishing out regardless of the situations. Even in the schools don't have proper infrastructure, but you still find these people engaging in corruption affairs and things that are really draining people across Africa. We have to change our leadership going forward. We have to tell the leaders or the black race to wake up. Let's wake up and kill this monster of corruption, because for a longer time we'll still be crying that the whites have segregated us, but we are also spearheading all these manner of ill that are happening to the blacks. Let's build a culture of love. That is one important thing. Love is when, if you love one another, you will not even think of being corrupt and affecting the livelihoods of the people. To our leaders, the time is now. As you saw in Kenya really erupted, and there's a revolutionary movement currently in Kenya, and this wave might cut across Africa, because if we are not careful, the Gen Z revolution in Kenya, whereby the youths are saying that enough is enough. You have really affected us. You have really made us poor. You as leaders, because you are cronies of the West, you really want to do what the Western countries tell you without regarding our conditions. Look at us first. Look at our affairs. Build us, make us get education. We need jobs. There is no jobs because you have looted these companies to their knees. You have engaged in dealings that doesn't build more opportunities for the blacks or the Africans. Now you have to change. Don't tell us to go to the Western countries to look for jobs, because that is not what we preempted. This is our continent and we have to build it. If I'm in America, I am American. I'm a black American. I'm a black American because this is where I was born, and you have to give me equal opportunities as that of the whites. Now this is a conversation that needs to be taken seriously, because we are in the 21st century. We should not be still fighting this monster. People are educated enough to see that we are equal among ourselves, and no one should be superior, or no one should see another one as inferior. Now, before we end this, I want you to comment or hit our comment section and tell us what you think about this issue, because this is something that we have to discuss. We have to discuss it. That's when we create a way of ending that monster, or killing the ills that are affecting the society. Hit our comment section and tell us what you think about it, and most importantly, subscribe to this our great channel. Now that subscription will make us have a longer engagement. You'll get a notification when we do another video, and also like and share. Now thank you, and may God bless you.